Take 571. I used to be a recovering perfectionist. Wait, I'm supposed to say I am a recovering perfectionist. Oh no, this is not perfect yet. I have to do it again. Does that sound familiar to you? Well, it certainly does to me. I used to write emails and rewrite emails and reread and proofread and do so many things trying to be perfect in anything that I did. And what it did is that I spent too much time taking 571 takes to record a single video. It was frustrating and annoying, and I was tired of being perfect. Now, how was that for a perfect introduction? I don't know. Let's find out. Hey friends, welcome to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Milan. I am a business owner based in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And in this channel, we explore strategies on how we can grow our leadership together so that we can make more positive contributions in our worlds. And one of the things that was standing in my way in my leadership journey has always been perfectionism, has always been the desire to be perfect and to be flawless and to be devoid of any potential criticism. It has actually blocked me, it has stopped me and slowed me down. And today in this video, we want to talk about what perfectionism is, why it is so appealing, and the 4 steps that help me overcome my perfectionist tendencies. In 6th grade, I failed my music exam, and I was so ashamed that I did not tell my parents that I had failed my exam. I was the best student in music. I played multiple instruments, and of all the 30 kids in my class, I was always at the top. In all the metrics, in all the grades, I was always the top 5%. And suddenly there was a failed test. I didn't tell my parents about it, and once they found out, they were a bit concerned and devastated, but most of all, I felt ashamed. I felt so ashamed that I had been found out, that I was not perfect. And in life, we have been trained from a very early age to be perfect. We're being measured by all sorts of metrics in our school life, in our professional life, in our university, and even in our personal life. We measure the number of likes we get on Instagram. We measure the amount of money we have in the bank account. We measure our weight. We have all sorts of metrics to measure ourselves. So it's very hard not to be a perfectionist and not to constantly strive for more and better and faster, and it's tiring. So why in the world would anyone ever want to be a perfectionist? Well, there are 2 reasons for it. The first one is we want to avoid rejection. We want to avoid being judged. We want to avoid being seen as imperfect, flawed, not good enough. So we want to avoid rejection because we don't like being judged. We don't like when other people point out that we're not being perfect. The second reason is that we want to gain status. By being perfect, we think, oh, if we work more and if we are perfect, then others will see us as great and amazing, and we gain status, and that is our reward. So those are the 2 reasons why we want to be perfect. And there's generally this perfectionism that is self-imposed. We want to be perfect out of our own motivation, or there's a socially imposed perfectionism where we believe that our environment, the people in our circle, they are so demanding of us that we have to be perfect in order to please them. Now, whatever form of perfectionism you have in your life, it's usually a mix of everything. All of those are lies. Avoiding rejection and gaining status will never be solved by being perfect. Why? Because perfection doesn't exist. Nothing in this world, nothing in your life, nothing in my life is perfect, has ever been perfect, or will ever be perfect. It is always evolving, always moving, and perfection is an unrealistic destination. It's not going to happen in our lives. So striving for it is like chasing after the wind. So perfectionism is linked to stress, anxiety, depression, and in some cases even suicide. So it is serious. And whenever when we recognize perfectionist tendencies in ourselves, it is something that we need to pay very close attention to. So here are my 4 steps on how I overcame my perfectionist tendencies. Step number 1, fail. F-A-I-L stands for fall and I learn. Your failures don't define you. Your failures are not a weakness. It only becomes a weakness if you choose not to learn from them. So your failure to learn from your failures, that is the real weakness. Fall and I learn. If in your failures, there are so many opportunities for you to learn and to become even better. So rather than trying to avoid failure, embrace it. Rather than run away from it, run towards it. Fail fast, fail forward, fail first, and then from there you learn. The second thing is to be kind. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. If you are noticing that you're spending too much time on trying to be perfect, and in your email, in your communication, in your relationships, in your leadership, if you're spending too much time to be perfect, get curious. Where is it coming from? Am I avoiding rejection or am I trying to gain status? And why are you doing that? The antidote to both of these is to be secure in who you are. To know who you are is what cures you from trying to avoid rejection and needing to gain status. If you see this behavior in your team, in one of your team members, get curious rather than judging them for it and saying things like, don't be so harsh on yourself, or I think you're too perfectionist here. Rather than saying these things, they're not going to help a person that is trying to avoid rejection and judgment. Get curious and help them understand where this is coming from. And then tell them tip 3 and 4 that I'm going to tell you in a moment. Tip number 3 is to reward the journey rather than the destination. So many times in life I have set goals for myself that were linked to a metric. So, for example, I wanted to lose 10 kg, or I wanted to run a marathon in under 3 hours. I put my reward on that number and I said, if I achieve that, then I have achieved my goal. So I was only aiming for the destination and I was completely ignoring the journey. And what happened is that the moment I saw that I couldn't reach it, I stopped aiming for it. When, however, we reward ourselves for the journey, that becomes a whole new thing, because we reward ourselves for a mindset change, a lifestyle change, or a change in the way we approach things. So rather than saying, I'm going to run a marathon in under 3 hours, I said, I'm going to be physically active 3 times a week. Or rather than losing 10 kg, I'm going to hit the gym 4 times a week. Or I'm going to stop eating unhealthy food. Those were lifestyle changes that rewarded the journey rather than the destination. And then in the end, it didn't really matter if I lost 10 kg or 12 or 5, because the underlying goal that I had wanted, healthier life or being more physically fit, had helped me. The last one has really changed my life. Make friends with the 80%. Rather than taking 571 takes for this one video, I just shoot it in one go. Almost in one go, because I had my son walking in and my wife and my little baby, but that's okay. Almost one go. And I stopped making these like, oh no, I didn't say this word this way, so I'm gonna do everything again, and spend so much time trying to be perfect rather than making friends with the 80%. Done trumps perfection. It's more important for things to be done rather than perfect, because the energy and time and resources that you spend to go from 80% quality to 100% quality are immense. They are huge, and they take away your focus and time and energy from other things that you could be focusing on. So your perfectionism is actually preventing you from living the life that you could be living. And that's why making friends with the 80% has helped me so much in my life. All right, let's apply these 4 steps on how to overcome perfectionism to this video. First step, fail. I failed so many times. I misspoke. I had people walk in. I was trying to recover. I was not fully present. I forgot actually a story that I had prepared that I wanted to tell. I know now that there are some ways on how I can prepare differently for the next video. So I failed and I learned. I fell and I learned. Fail. The second thing is to be kind. Is this video perfect? No, not even close. It's at 80%, I think so. But I'm going to be kind to myself, because judgment won't help me to become better. Where's this sense coming from? Maybe I want to gain status. I want to be seen as a perfect, amazing YouTuber. I want to be, avoiding rejection or a bad comment below. That's what I initially thought I had to be. Whereas actually this video is an expression of who I am as a leader. I want to be in service of others. It is who I am, whether other people reject me or judge me for it, or whether it is not helping me to gain status. It doesn't really matter because it flows out of my identity. And I'm going to do a video on how to find your identity in some time in the future. The third thing is to reward yourself for the journey and not the destination. So I am enjoying this process of recording a video and doing things here and setting things up, experimenting. I'm enjoying that so much. It gives me joy, it gives me life, it gives me something new to learn. As I was studying about perfectionism, it was such a fulfilling journey. So I'm rewarding myself not so much for the likes and the clicks and the comments, which by the way all of you should be doing at the end of this video, but it's not my reward. I'm not rewarding myself for that. I'm rewarding myself for showing up and doing a video on perfectionism. And the last thing is the 80%. This video is not yet perfect, and it will never be perfect, even though my amazing editing team will do all their magic tricks of like doing funny GIFs and memes and all these cool pop-up words everywhere around my face, but it doesn't really matter. To me, 80% of this video is good enough because progress beats perfection. It's more important to be done than it is to be perfect. All right, this is it. 4 steps to overcome our perfectionist tendencies. If you liked this video, you will love the video that I did some time back on how to attempt the impossible. Would love for you to hear your thoughts on that as well. Subscribe to this channel, comment below what it is that you took away from this video that will help you overcome your perfectionist tendencies. I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.